Have you ever felt a sudden wave of emotion, only to realize it might not be your own? Picture this. You're going about your day when, out of nowhere, you're hit with a feeling of joy, sadness, or even worry. But here's the twist. These emotions don't seem to match what's happening in your life right now. What if I told you that you might be picking up on the feelings of someone you're thinking about? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But believe it or not, many people experience this connection every day without even realizing it. This amazing ability isn't just for psychics or mind readers. It's something we all have inside us, waiting to be awakened. Now, let's talk about the incredible power of your thoughts. Your mind isn't just a tool for solving math problems or remembering your shopping list. It's a powerhouse of energy that can reach out and touch others in ways you might never have imagined. Think about it. Have you ever called a friend right when they were thinking about you? Or maybe you've had a strong feeling that a loved one needed you, only to find out later that they were going through a tough time. These aren't just coincidences. They're examples of how our thoughts can create real connections with the people we care about. This power isn't some rare gift that only a lucky few are born with. It's a natural ability that every single one of us has. Just like how we all have muscles that can be trained to lift weights, we all have this mental muscle that can be strengthened to sense the feelings of others. The key is learning how to tap into it and use it in a positive way. But why does this matter? Well, imagine being able to understand how your friends or family are feeling without them having to say a word. You could be there for them when they need support, even if they're too shy to ask for it. Or you could share in their joy when something good happens, making your bond even stronger. This kind of connection can bring us closer together and help us understand each other in a whole new way. Now that you know about this amazing ability, you're probably eager to try it out. But before we dive in, it's important to set the stage for success. Think of it like preparing for a special event. You want everything to be just right. First things first, find yourself a quiet, comfy spot where you won't be disturbed. This could be a cozy corner of your bedroom, a peaceful spot in your garden, or even a quiet park bench. The key is to choose a place where you feel relaxed and at ease. You don't need any special equipment or fancy setups, just a space where you can sit comfortably and focus. Once you've found your spot, take a moment to settle in. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Feel the air filling your lungs and then slowly leaving your body. With each breath, imagine all the stress and worries of your day floating away like clouds in the sky. This isn't about forcing yourself to relax. It's about giving yourself permission to let go of any tension or distractions. As you continue to breathe deeply, start to focus your attention inward. Notice how your body feels. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw clenched? If you notice any areas of tension, gently remind those muscles to relax. You might find it helpful to do a quick body scan, starting from your toes and working your way up to the top of your head, releasing any tension you find along the way. Now turn your attention to your thoughts. You might notice that your mind is buzzing with all sorts of ideas, worries, or plans for the day. That's totally normal. Instead of trying to push these thoughts away, just observe them. Imagine your thoughts are like leaves floating down a stream. You can see them, but you don't need to grab onto them. Just let them drift by. As your mind starts to quiet down, you might notice a sense of peace settling over you. This calm, open state is the perfect starting point for connecting with others on a deeper level. It's like clearing static from a radio. When your own mental noise is reduced, it's easier to tune into the feelings of others. Remember, getting into this relaxed state might take a bit of practice. Don't worry if your mind keeps wandering or if you find it hard to relax at first. Like any skill, this gets easier with time and practice. The important thing is to be patient and kind with yourself. There's no perfect way to do this. What matters is that you're taking the time to quiet your mind and open your heart. As you sit in this peaceful state, start to think about the purpose of what you're about to do. You're not just trying to read someone's mind or snoop on their private thoughts. Instead, you're opening yourself up to a deeper connection, one that comes from a place of caring and compassion. Set an intention to use this ability in a way that's respectful and kind. You might even want to say a little prayer or set a positive intention. It could be something simple like, I open my heart to connect with others in a loving and helpful way. This helps to remind you that what you're doing is about creating positive connections, not about prying or being nosy. Now that you're in a calm and centered state, it's time to focus on the person you want to connect with. This is where things start to get really interesting. Think of this step as building a bridge between your mind and theirs. Don't worry. You don't need to be a mental construction worker to do this. It's all about using your imagination and the power of your thoughts. Start by bringing the person clearly into your mind. If it helps, you can picture their face in front of you. Try to recall their features in as much detail as you can. What color are their eyes? How does their smile look? Don't stress if you can't remember every detail. Just focus on the overall impression of their face. If visualizing their face doesn't come easily to you, that's okay. There are other ways to bring them into focus. You might find it helpful to think of a specific memory you share with this person. Maybe it's a fun day you spent together or an important conversation you had. As you recall this memory, try to bring back not just the visual details, but also the feelings you experienced at that time. Another approach is to think about the unique qualities of this person. What makes them special to you? Is it their kind heart, their sense of humor, or their unwavering support? Focus on these qualities and let them fill your mind. As you hold this person in your thoughts, you might start to notice physical sensations in your body. Perhaps you feel a warmth in your chest or a tingling sensation in your hands. Some people describe it as a gentle pulling feeling, as if an invisible thread is connecting you to the other person. These sensations can be subtle, so don't worry if you don't feel anything dramatic. The key is to stay open and attentive to whatever you experience. Now, imagine reaching out to this person with your mind. You can picture it however feels right to you. Maybe you see a beam of light extending from your heart to theirs, or perhaps you imagine your thoughts as gentle waves, rippling out to touch them wherever they are. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Trust whatever image or feeling comes naturally to you. As you maintain this focus, you might start to notice thoughts or feelings that seem to come from outside of yourself. These could be fleeting impressions, like a sudden sense of happiness or a twinge of worry. Or you might get more specific impressions, like an image or a phrase that pops into your head. It's important to approach this with an open and curious mind. Don't try to force any particular outcome or jump to conclusions about what you're sensing. Instead, just notice what comes up without judging it. Think of yourself as a gentle observer, watching clouds float across the sky of your mind. If you find your thoughts wandering, and they probably will, that's totally normal, gently bring your attention back to the person you're focusing on. You can use their name or image as an anchor to help you refocus. Remember, this isn't about trying to read the person's specific thoughts or invade their privacy. Instead, you're opening yourself up to sense their general emotional state or any feelings they might be projecting. It's more about tuning into the overall vibe of the person rather than trying to uncover specific details about their life. As you continue to focus, you might notice that certain feelings or impressions become stronger or clearer. Some people describe it as like tuning a radio. At first, you might get a lot of static, but as you adjust the dial, the signal becomes clearer. Don't be discouraged if you don't get strong impressions right away. Like any skill, this takes practice. Even if you only get a vague sense of the person's energy, that's a great start. The more you practice, the easier it will become to tune into others' feelings. It's also important to trust your intuition during this process. Sometimes the impressions you get might not make logical sense to you, but they could be significant to the other person. For example, you might suddenly think of a song that seems totally random, but it could be meaningful to the person you're focusing on. As you practice this focusing technique, you might find that certain methods work better for you than others. Some people find it easiest to connect through visualizing the person, while others might rely more on memories or emotions. Experiment with different approaches and see what feels most natural and effective for you. Throughout this process, maintain an attitude of love and compassion towards the person you're focusing on. This isn't about judging their feelings or trying to change them. It's about understanding and connecting with them on a deeper level. If at any point you start to feel overwhelmed or uncomfortable, it's okay to take a step back. You can gently end the connection by imagining the bridge between you dissolving or the light retracting back into your heart. Take a few deep breaths and ground yourself in the present moment. Remember, the goal of this exercise isn't to become a mind reader or to know everything about the other person. It's about developing a deeper sense of empathy and connection. By practicing this skill, you're opening yourself up to a more intuitive way of understanding and relating to others. As you continue to explore this ability, you might be surprised at how it enhances your relationships and interactions with others. You might find yourself becoming more attuned to the unspoken needs and feelings of those around you, allowing you to respond with greater compassion and understanding. This practice of focusing on others can also help you develop a greater sense of interconnectedness with the world around you. As you tune into the feelings and energies of others, you might start to recognize the invisible threads that connect us all. This can lead to a profound shift in how you view your relationships and your place in the world. It's important to approach this practice with a sense of responsibility and ethics. Remember that just because you can sense someone's feelings doesn't mean you should always act on that information. Sometimes people might not be ready to share their emotions openly, and it's important to respect their privacy and boundaries. As you develop this skill, you might find that it becomes easier to do in everyday situations. You might start to pick up on the emotions of people around you without even trying. This can be both a gift and a challenge. On one hand, it can help you navigate social situations more smoothly and respond to others with greater empathy. On the other hand, it's important to learn how to protect your own energy and not become overwhelmed by the emotions of others. One way to maintain balance is to practice grounding techniques regularly. This might involve visualizing roots growing from your feet into the earth, or simply taking a few deep breaths and focusing on the present moment. These techniques can help you stay centered and avoid absorbing too much of other people's emotional energy. As you continue to practice focusing on others, you might also notice changes in your own emotional awareness. You might become more attuned to your own feelings and better able to understand the root causes of your emotions. This increased self-awareness can be a powerful tool for personal growth and emotional healing. Remember that this ability to sense others' feelings is not about gaining power over others or satisfying curiosity. It's about deepening your capacity for empathy, compassion, and understanding. Used wisely, it can help you build stronger, more meaningful relationships and contribute to a more connected and compassionate world. Now that you've focused your mind on the person you want to connect with, it's time to take things to the next level. This is where the magic really happens, by opening your heart. But what does that mean exactly? Well, it's all about creating a space of love and care within yourself. Think of it like opening a door to let warm sunlight flood into a room. Start by taking a deep breath and focusing on the area around your heart. As you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing in love and warmth. As you breathe out, let that love expand outwards. Some people find it helpful to picture their heart as a glowing ball of light, getting brighter and warmer with each breath. Others might imagine a flower blooming in their chest, its petals slowly unfurling. As you continue this heart-opening process, bring your attention back to the person you're thinking about. But this time, instead of just picturing them, really feel your connection to them. Think about what this person means to you. Maybe they're a close friend who's always there for you, or a family member you cherish. Perhaps it's someone you admire from afar, or even someone you're having difficulties with. Whatever your relationship, try to find a genuine feeling of care for this person. Now imagine sending that feeling of care directly to them. You might visualize it as a beam of warm light flowing from your heart to theirs. Or maybe you picture wrapping them in a soft, comforting blanket of love. The exact image doesn't matter. What's important is the intention behind it. You're creating a bridge of compassion between you and them. As you do this, you might notice your own emotions shifting. You might feel a sense of warmth spreading through your body, or a feeling of lightness in your chest. Some people describe it as a gentle tugging sensation, as if their heart is reaching out. These physical sensations are signs that you're really opening up and connecting on a deeper level. Remember, this isn't about trying to change or fix the other person. It's about creating a space of unconditional love and acceptance. Even if the person you're thinking of is someone you're having problems with, try to send them understanding and compassion. This doesn't mean you approve of any wrongdoings, but rather that you recognize their basic humanity and wish them well. As you continue to hold this space of open-hearted connection, you might start to notice subtle shifts in your perception of the other person. You might suddenly understand something about them that you didn't before, or feel a new sense of empathy for their situation. This is your intuition kicking in, allowing you to sense things beyond what your logical mind can grasp. Opening your heart in this way isn't just beneficial for sensing others' feelings. It's also incredibly healing for you. By practicing this kind of unconditional love and compassion, you're nurturing your own emotional well-being. You're training your heart to be more open, more resilient, and more connected to others. Now that you've opened your heart and created a loving connection, it's time to listen. But we're not talking about listening with your ears. This is all about tuning into your feelings and sensations. Think of it like you're a radio, and you're trying to pick up on the emotional broadcast of the person you're focusing on. Start by bringing your attention to your own body. Notice any physical sensations that are coming up. Maybe you feel a tightness in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, or a tingling in your hands. These bodily sensations can often be clues to emotional states, both yours and potentially the other person's. As you continue to pay attention, you might start to notice emotions arising. These could be feelings that seem to come out of nowhere, not connected to your current situation. For example, you might suddenly feel a wave of sadness, even though your day has been going well. Or you might feel an unexpected burst of excitement or nervousness. It's important to approach these feelings with curiosity and openness. Don't try to judge or analyze them right away. Instead, just observe them as they come up. You might want to give yourself a little narration, like, "I'm noticing a feeling of heaviness in my chest," or "There's a sense of excitement bubbling up." As you continue this process, you might start to get more specific impressions. Maybe a particular memory or image pops into your head, or you might hear a phrase or a snippet of song in your mind. These could be clues about what the other person is experiencing. Remember, this isn't about trying to read the person's specific thoughts or invade their privacy. You're simply opening yourself up to sense their general emotional state or any feelings they might be projecting. It's more about getting a sense of their overall emotional weather rather than trying to peek into their private diary. It's also important to recognize that what you're picking up might be a mix of your own feelings and the other person's. That's okay. Part of developing this skill is learning to differentiate between your emotions and those you might be picking up from others. With practice, you'll get better at telling the difference. If you're not sure whether a feeling is yours or theirs, you can try a simple test. Imagine stepping away from the connection for a moment. If the feeling fades, it might be something you were picking up from them. If it stays strong, it might be your own emotion. As you continue to listen to these feelings and impressions, stay open to whatever comes up. You might be surprised by what you sense. Maybe you thought your friend was doing great, but you're picking up on an undercurrent of sadness. Or perhaps you were worried about a family member, but you're sensing a feeling of peace from them. As you practice tuning into others' feelings, you'll likely encounter a wide range of emotions. Let's explore some of the common feelings you might pick up on and what they might mean. Remember, emotions are complex, and what you're sensing could be just one part of what the person is experiencing. Happiness is often one of the easier emotions to pick up on. You might feel a sudden lift in your spirits, a lightness in your chest, or an urge to smile. If you're sensing happiness from someone, it could mean they're having a good day, celebrating a success, or simply feeling content in the moment. On the flip side, sadness is another emotion that often comes through strongly. You might feel a heaviness in your chest, a lump in your throat, or an unexplained urge to cry. If you're picking up on sadness, the person might be going through a tough time, dealing with a loss, or feeling disappointed about something. Anxiety or worry can manifest as a fluttery feeling in your stomach, tension in your shoulders, or racing thoughts. If you're sensing this from someone, they might be stressed about an upcoming event, concerned about a problem, or feeling uncertain about something in their life. Excitement often feels similar to anxiety in the body, but with a more positive spin. You might feel a burst of energy, a tingling sensation, or a sense of anticipation. This could mean the person is looking forward to something, has received good news, or is embarking on a new adventure. Anger might come through as heat in your body, tension in your jaw, or a surge of frustrated energy. If you're picking up on anger, the person might be dealing with a conflict, feeling treated unfairly, or struggling with a challenging situation. Love is often sensed as a warm, expansive feeling in your chest. You might feel a deep sense of care, a softening in your heart, or a gentle pull towards the person. This doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. It could be the love between friends, family members, or even a general love for humanity. Confusion might manifest as a foggy feeling in your head, a sense of disorientation, or scattered thoughts. If you're picking up on this, the person might be grappling with a difficult decision, trying to understand a complex situation, or feeling unsure about their path forward. Peace is often felt as a deep sense of calm, a quieting of mental chatter, or a feeling of everything being right. If you're sensing peace from someone, they might have resolved a problem, come to terms with a situation, or simply be in a state of contentment. Loneliness might come through as an ache in your chest, a feeling of emptiness, or a sense of disconnection. This could mean the person is physically isolated, missing someone specific, or feeling emotionally distant from others even when they're not alone. Gratitude often manifests as a warm glow in your chest, a sense of fullness, or a feeling of being deeply moved. If you're picking up on gratitude, the person might be appreciating something in their life, feeling thankful for a kindness, or recognizing the good things they have. As you encounter these different emotions, remember that what you're sensing is often just a snapshot of what the person is experiencing. Emotions are fluid and complex, and people can feel multiple things at once. Also, keep in mind that your own state can influence how you interpret what you're picking up. If you're having a bad day, you might be more likely to pick up on negative emotions in others. It's also important to remember that just because you're sensing an emotion doesn't mean you need to do anything about it. Sometimes, simply holding space for someone's feelings, even from a distance, can be a powerful act of compassion. Other times, you might feel called to reach out and offer support. Trust your intuition and always respect the other person's boundaries. As you continue to practice, you might find that you become more attuned to subtle variations in emotional states. You might start to pick up on the difference between nervous excitement and anxious dread, or between peaceful contentment and resigned acceptance. This finer discernment can help you understand others more deeply and respond to them more compassionately. Remember, this ability to sense others' feelings is a tool for increasing empathy and connection, not for judgment or manipulation. Use it wisely and always, with the intention of spreading more understanding and compassion in the world. Now that you've tuned into these feelings, you might be wondering, what do I do with this information? This is where things get really interesting, and where you have the opportunity to make a real difference in your relationships and interactions with others. First and foremost, it's important to approach this newfound insight with respect and compassion. Remember, you're not reading someone's private diary. You're picking up on emotional energy they might not even be fully aware of themselves. So handle this information with care. If you've sensed that someone is happy or excited, you can use this insight to share in their joy. Maybe you feel inspired to reach out and congratulate them on something, even if you're not sure what it is. Your call or message might come at just the right moment, making their day even brighter. On the other hand, if you've picked up on sadness or worry, you might feel moved to offer support. This doesn't mean you need to confront them about their feelings directly. Instead, you could simply let them know you're thinking of them, or offer a listening ear if they want to talk. Sometimes, just knowing someone cares can make a world of difference. When you sense anger or frustration from someone, it's a good opportunity to practice patience and understanding. If you're interacting with this person, try to approach them with extra kindness. Remember, their anger might not have anything to do with you, but your compassionate response could help ease their tension. If you've picked up on feelings of confusion or uncertainty, you might be inspired to offer clarity or support in some way. Maybe you could share some helpful information or just be a sounding board for their thoughts. Sometimes people just need someone to listen without judgment as they work through their confusion. When you sense love or gratitude from someone, let it fill you up and inspire you to spread more positivity. You might feel moved to express your own appreciation for them, or to pay that loving energy forward to others in your life. If you pick up on loneliness, consider reaching out to connect. A simple text, call, or invitation to get together could mean more than you know. Even if the person doesn't take you up on the offer, just knowing someone is thinking of them can help ease the feeling of isolation. Remember, the goal isn't to fix people's emotions or change how they're feeling. Everyone has the right to their own emotional journey. Instead, think of this ability as a tool for being more present, understanding, and supportive in your relationships. It's also important to use this insight to reflect on your own emotions and reactions. If you find yourself picking up on a lot of negativity from others, check in with yourself. Are you absorbing too much? Do you need to strengthen your own emotional boundaries? Taking care of your own emotional well-being is crucial when you're opening yourself up to others' feelings. Like any skill, the ability to sense others' feelings gets stronger with practice. The more you do it, the more natural and accurate it becomes. So, how can you practice and improve this ability? Start by setting aside a little time each day to tune into your own emotions. This self-awareness is the foundation for being able to sense others' feelings accurately. Take a few minutes to check in with yourself. How are you feeling right now? Where do you feel those emotions in your body? The more familiar you become with your own emotional landscape, the easier it will be to recognize when you're picking up on someone else's feelings. Next, try practicing with people you're close to. When you're talking with a friend or family member, take a moment to tune into their emotional state. Then, gently ask them how they're feeling. This can help you start to correlate what you're sensing with what people are actually experiencing. You can also practice in everyday situations. When you're in a public place, like a coffee shop or on public transport, try to sense the general emotional atmosphere. Are people feeling rushed and stressed or relaxed and content? This can help you develop your ability to pick up on collective emotions. Another great way to practice is by watching movies or TV shows with the sound off. Try to guess what the characters are feeling based solely on their body language and facial expressions. Then turn the sound back on and see how accurate you were. This can help sharpen your ability to pick up on nonverbal emotional cues. Remember, it's normal to sometimes get it wrong. Don't get discouraged if your impressions don't always match reality. The goal is to keep practicing and refining your ability over time. With patience and persistence, you'll likely find that your emotional intuition becomes more and more accurate. As you continue to develop this skill, you might find that it becomes an integral part of how you interact with the world. You might start to naturally tune into the emotional undercurrents in your workplace, your family gatherings, or your social circles. This can help you navigate relationships more smoothly and respond to others with greater empathy and understanding. As we wrap up our exploration of sensing others' feelings, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey we've been on. We've delved into the hidden connections that exist between all of us, uncovered the power of our thoughts, and learned how to open our hearts to create deeper connections. We've discovered how to listen to our feelings in a whole new way, tuning in to the emotional wavelengths that surround us. We've explored the common feelings we might encounter and learned what to do with this newfound emotional insight. And we've talked about the importance of practice in developing this amazing ability. Remember, this isn't about becoming a psychic or a mind reader. It's about developing a deeper sense of empathy and connection with the people around you. It's about becoming more attuned to the unspoken emotional currents that flow through our interactions and relationships. As you continue to explore and develop this ability, always approach it with respect, compassion, and ethical consideration. Use your emotional insights to spread more understanding, kindness, and love in the world. Remember to also take care of your own emotional well-being, setting healthy boundaries and nurturing your own inner peace. This journey of emotional intuition is ongoing. There will always be more to learn, more ways to grow, and more opportunities to connect deeply with others. Embrace this ability as a gift, a way to navigate the world with more awareness, empathy, and compassion. As you go forward from here, carry with you the knowledge that we are all connected in ways that go beyond words. In sensing others' feelings, we tap into the vast web of human emotion that binds us all together. And in doing so, we have the power to create a more understanding, compassionate world, one interaction at a time. So go forth, open your heart, tune into those around you, and let your emotional intuition guide you towards deeper, more meaningful connections. You have within you an incredible superpower, the ability to sense, understand, and respond to the feelings of others. Use it wisely, use it kindly, and watch as it transforms your world in beautiful and unexpected ways.